Let's smoke some pork shoulder, low and slow, Riff Pit style. You want to season your pork shoulder 24 hours before it hits the smoker. We're cooking at 225 degrees and planning for 2 hours per pound. Plus, I always build in an extra 2 to 3 hours of a buffer. Why? Because pork shoulder can rest in a well-insulated cooler for up to 8 hours and still be piping hot when it's time to eat. For seasoning, do whatever you like. Add a binder like mustard if that's your thing. Me, I pat my meat dry and go in straight with the rub. For this one, we're keeping it simple. 3 parts kosher salt, 1 part black pepper. Be generous and cover every surface. Once seasoned, toss it back in the fridge uncovered. This is called a dry brine. The salt pulls the moisture out of the meat, forms a natural brine. The meat then reabsorbs it. This ensures seasoning is all the way throughout your piece of meat, not just on the top layer. And the salt also breaks down the proteins for a juicier, more tender final product. You're going to want to pull your pork shoulder out of the fridge 2 hours before it's time to hit the smoker to let it rest and kind of get back down to room temperature for a more even cook. Now it's time to get these boys on the smoker. We're firing up the smoker at 225 degrees and locking in for a long haul, at least 14 hours. I'm using equal parts hickory, cherry, and mesquite. It's a bold blend that works for just about everything. Starting at the 3-hour mark, I start spritzing every few hours. 2 to 3 hours is fine. I use a 50-50 mix of apple cider vinegar and water. It helps keep the meat moist, it enhances the flavor, and promotes the formation of a good bark. When the pork hits between 165 and 170 internal temp, it's time to wrap. Real talk, this is where things went sideways with this smoke. I wrapped on time, but I didn't wrap it tight enough, and that cost me. The stall dragged out, and the bark took a little too much heat. So next time I'm going to go unwrapped all the way and then full send. But if you do wrap, make sure it's tight. Tight wrap equals steady cook. Once you hit the internal temp around 202 or 203 degrees, it's time to pull. Get those shoulders into a cooler for at least 2 hours. They'll stay hot and safe for up to 8 hours as long as the internal temp doesn't drop below 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your danger zone. Anything under 140 degrees Fahrenheit and bacteria can start growing. Now we pull the bone, shred it, and you already know it's time to eat. That's how we smoke pork shoulder here at the Riff Pit. Simple, bold, and done right. If you dig the vibe, hit the like button and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Got your own way of doing pork shoulder? Wrap? No wrap? Favorite wood blend or rub combo? Drop in the comments. I want to hear how the Riff Rats get down. As always, thanks for watching. My name is Laz, and I'll talk to you soon.